Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Milton Area High School's production of the musical comedy Murders of 1940. Before we begin, a few reminders. Please do not use any flash photography and silence all noise-making devices. There will be one 15-minute intermission, and that's it. Thank you so much for supporting our program, and please enjoy the show. Oh crap, gotta hide! Elsa, you forgot the sugar. Elsa!
And since we have an early morning tomorrow, we'd best have our Ovaltine and go to bed. Oh dear, Elsa has forgotten the sugar.
Not on my account.
You don't take sugar?
I don't take Ovaltine.
Well, it was good enough for Orphan Annie, Sergeant. Here is a list of the people you are picking up in the morning. At 9:30 a.m. in front of the Brill Building, a Mr. Eddie McEwen. Mr. McEwen is a struggling young comedian. The Brill Building is in front
Yeah, I know where it is.
Of course you do. Then Mrs. Baverstock will be at her apartment at 230 East 50th. Oh, I'm given to understand that Mr. McEwen is an incredibly struggling young comedian. Perhaps to spare Mrs. Baverstock, it's best if he ride up front with you.
Swell.
Then, at a house at East 90th, we're to pick up an actor named Patrick O'Reilly. Mr. O'Reilly is an Irish tenor.
You told this Miss Baverstock you were the new chauffeur?
I made up some story, yes. The others arrived by car and train. I do hope they make their connections.
Snow's supposed to stop by midnight.
I wish they'd settle whatever it is they're striking about. I am sick of Stephen Foster.
I hope this won't scare off our people.
What?
I said I hope this won't scare off our people.
My dear, these are actors, director, producer, composer, lyricist, coming to get my money for the Broadway show. Nothing short of the end of the world would stop them.
If this is gonna work, you've got to say the speech exactly like we rehearsed it. Are you gonna be able to pull off your end of this okay?
Espionage is in my blood, Sergeant. I won't fail you. Poor dead baby's deco makeup kit. Being au courant was so important to her. Now, she is anything but.
Yeah.
Ah, yes, that which may reveal a murderer. Oh, Sergeant, this is going to be a grand adventure, isn't it? And I planned a perfectly grand menu for the occasion. To begin, a terrine of December fruit, followed by lots...
Since my first adventure will be driving through a snowstorm tomorrow, I'd better get some sleep.
Oh, come with me. I'll show you into your room. I must admit, Sergeant, you're something of surprise to me. I thought all New York City policemen to be Irish.
Well, yeah.
Nor the Federal Bureau of Investigation would confirm these rumors. The Nazi submarine is believed to have landed these men on the shore off Long Island earlier this month. With the discovery of the body of Franz Becker, knifed to death in the back of a restaurant in the Yorkville section of Manhattan, it is now believed that only one, possibly the leader of the saboteurs, is still at large. In other news, the British 8th Army announced success today in North Africa near Sidi Barrani.
Seems to be a taxi stuck in the drive. I'm going down with a shovel. Oh, and the bar needs condiments. Will you see to it?
Ja, gnädiga Frau.
Gnädiga Frau. A bit formal this morning, aren't we? Oh, I think I know. Little Elsa is curious about my overnight guest, isn't she?
Nein.
Not even curious as to which bedroom he slept in? Don't worry, you're still the princess here. Now, for the day, there'll be 7 for lunch and 4 for dinner. I want you at your most efficient today, Elsa. I am not at liberty to tell you why, but this day will add a bone-chilling chapter to the von Grossenuten annals. Clear that also, will you?
Thank you, thank you. Sure, and we're after being stuck down on the road at the bottom of the hill, wouldn't you know?
Ja, I heard the car.
No, that's another car. We couldn't even make it up the hill. I'm Patrick O'Reilly. I'm one of the actors. I thought I'd be after coming up to see if I could borrow a shill.
A shivel? Oh, Fräulein von Grossenuten is using it right now. May I take your coat?
Well, I may as well be going back down then, to see what I can do.
You are Irish, Mr. O'Reilly?
As Paddy's cow. And you are Scandinavian.
I am German.
Oh, are you now?
A refugee. Fräulein von Grossenuten gave me refuge here 4 years ago.
Did she now?
From the Nazis.
The Nazis, was it?
Swine that they are!
I see. Well, it was most interesting meeting you, miss.
Wenzel. Elsa Wenzel.
Wenzel, yes. Faith and Bigora. But wasn't there a very famous German cabaret entertainer named Wenzel? At the Tivoli, I believe?
You are familiar with German cabaret entertainers?
Well, it's after being my business now. Dieter Wenzel. Wasn't that his name?
I never paid much attention to the cabarets.
And this is the library. We'll hold the audition here, Ken. Director at work. You can move it any way you like.
It's perfect.
Hello, I'm Elsa von Grossenuten.
I'm Patrick O'Reilly. Our group is stuck down below. I thought I'd be after coming up to see if I could borrow a shivel.
A shovel?
A shovel.
Oh, yes, a shovel. Well, it's right outside the door. And this is Miss Nikki...
Crandall.
And this is Ken DeLamaze, your director.
Pleased to meet you, I'm sure. Now we'll be after getting that shivel.
I'll go with you.
Thank you, miss. It's after being down to the bottom of the hill now. And the snow is as steep as the cliffs of Killarney.
I am of solid Bavarian stock, Mr. O'Reilly. Snow is in my blood.
But not at your heart, dear Elsa. This lady is the most generous patron of our art alive today.
And I can.
Without you, Elsa, there wouldn't be more than 30 or 40 shows on the Great White Way. She bagged 12 last season.
Well, I do like to dabble. Now, Ken, suppose you pour you and Miss Crandall a drink. Helsa will take your luggage to your rooms. Northwest guest room, Helsa. Roger and Bernice will be down as soon as they're finished thawing out. Marjorie is trudging up the hill. Soon we'll be all together once more, won't we, Ken?
Yes, it'll be nice to see Roger and Bernice again.
All together. Right, Ken?
Yes?
Now, when I'm back, I want to hear all about Hollywood. What it's like.
Just up the garment district in the middle of an orange grove. That's Hollywood.
How picturesque!
Of course there is an ocean. Somewhere.
You never saw the ocean?
Certainly I saw the ocean. I was at a party in Santa Monica one night and someone pulled open the drapes.
Oh,
Drink.
no thank you.
You were about to tell me in the cab which show you were with in Washington?
Dewberry.
You know Bob then?
Bob.
Bob Alton, the choreographer?
This was the road company. Jimmy Arneman staged it.
Oh, and you closed in Washington?
No, I left the show in Washington.
Not to come up here for a Bach's audition, I hope.
Oh no, I've got other things on the fire.
And you're a singer, dancer?
Dancer mostly.
Yes, I kind of thought that when I watched you get off the train.
I walk like a duck, you mean?
No, you tripped over your suitcase.
Sure sign.
And with whom did you study dance?
Well, see, I'm from Chicago.
I know Chicago quite well.
Actually, south of there. You know Kankakee?
I'm afraid not.
I studied there with Natasha Dubrovitska.
I see.
Jeepers, this is a swell house, isn't it?
Yes.
I'll bet they have some swell houses in Hollywood.
Ostentatious, but swell? Yes.
You live out there?
I'm hoping this enterprise will bring me back to New York.
You're not working on any movies now?
I just finished a picture. Moonlight in Rio.
Moonlight in Rio? You shot a movie in Brazil?
No, I shot it in Culver City. Except for the beach. The beach I shot in Oxnard.
Who's in it?
Alice Faye, Dick Powell, and Phil Silvers.
Oh, sure, I saw that.
You probably did, but it hasn't been released yet.
Oh,
Ah, it's good. Good to be back.
New York?
The theatre, that event as ancient as man, as mysterious and inspiring as the nature of man once sought to imitate or appease in his earliest rituals. Rituals we now call the theatre. Not moving pictures, but life. Life distilled to a pure, clear ring of truth. Never forget that. It is your heritage.
I guess, but I've only done musical comedy.
Yes, well, if you excuse me, I'm going to take my sherry upstairs and into the bathtub. Get rid of some of that Union Pacific Railroad I brought with me.
Sure, go ahead. I want to look over these lead sheets anyway.
See you later.
Hi, I'm Admiral Byrd. Am I lost? This the North Pole. Boy, what a blizzard. I passed 4 penguins on the way up here. One of them was wearing a polar bear. Only kidding. Eddie McEwen, this your place?
No, I'm Nikki Crandall. Miss Von Grossenuten just went down the hill to help some people who are stuck.
That's us. A taxi ahead of us, a car behind us. They'll never make it up the hill. I decided to hoof it.
Your boots! The Oriental!
Oh, yeah, sorry. You here for the audition?
Yes,
You write it, or...
I'm an actress.
Great. Guess we'll be working together.
You're an actor?
Well, actually, I'm a comedian. You see how's it poppin'?
Are you in it?
I had a couple bits here. Left it a month ago. Doing some radio. This the closet?
The coat closet is outside in the hall.
Oh. Out here?
Yes. Pardon me, is that my heart on my sleeve while we're apart?
Oh, you've got music.
Yeah, didn't they send you some?
Oh, I only got the gig yesterday. Some other guy got sick, and my agent asked me, can I sing? Sure, I said. Always say yes. One of my rules. No matter what they ask. Yes. Oh. So this morning, a limo picks me up, parks me in the front with a chauffeur. Then we pick up a dame and a mug in Yorkville. Driving through a snowstorm, I can't see a thing. So I don't know how the driver can, and on top of that, he's deaf.
Deaf?
Had to be. Did 40 minutes of my best stuff? He don't crack a smile. White House Merry-Go-Round.
Nice tune.
By Roger Hopewell and Bernice Roth. Hopewell and Roth? Hey, is this gonna be one of their shows?
Guess so.
Hot dog!
You don't get any better than that.
What a break! They got a string of hits all except for Manhattan Holiday. They never had a flop. Oh, what's the other music? Is there a number for a comic?
I'm not sure, but I'm sure Mr. Delamaze will assign parts.
Ken DeLamaze? He's here too? He's the director. Hot dog!
Yes, you didn't know that?
Oh, I don't know anything except I'm being paid $25 to do a Bacchus audition for some dame named Von Grossen.
Newton.
No thanks, I just had a Danish.
That's her name, Von Grossen Newton.
That was a joke. I'm a comic, remember?
I'll try.
Boy, this is an opportunity of a lifetime to be in at the start of a hit show. I guess they're looking for a producer.
As I understand it, they've got a producer. They want an angel.
Who's the producer?
Marjorie Baverstock.
Hot dog, Marjorie Baverstock! Oh my gosh!
She was probably the woman in your cab. Was she wearing mink? You're going back out?
I'm going back, period, to New York.
What?
Come on, get your coat. It's the same people, the same creative team. Manhattan Holiday?
So they had a dud that scares you back to New York?
Oh, no. The stage door slasher scares me back to New York.
The who?
2 years ago, 3 women murdered, all chorus girls, all in Manhattan Holiday.
Oh yeah, now I remember reading something. See, I was on the road and...
They had to close the show. The chorus wouldn't come back to work until they caught the slasher, and later, they never caught it. So let's hit the breeze.
What makes you think the killer would be here? There are no chorus girls here. Oh, wait a minute. I'll get my coat. This is silly. That was 2 years ago, and the only similarity is the creative team. Besides, you'll never get back to New York in this weather. Look how thick the snow is falling. It's a dark, sunless day. For all you know, the killer may be stranded out there, waiting. And it's just going to get darker and darker and darker.
You can stop before you get to Dracula's entrance, okay? Get your coat. I'll leave her a note. Well, there could be 25 rooms in this joint, and the slasher could be hiding in any of them, and that don't count the closets.
Oh my gosh!
What?
A secret passage!
Oh, let's get out of here!
Let's take a look!
My gosh, they do exist.
Who do?
I thought it was only in the movies that whenever there's a lunatic killer loose and killing everybody and his brother, somebody, usually a dame, hears a noise in the hen house and decides to go out in the pitch black to investigate.
And did you ever notice in those same movies there's a big, strong hero who's not afraid of the dark?
I'm a comic, remember? The dark definitely scares us. It's a part of a training.
Ah, and you must be Mr. McEwen, since you're the only one unaccounted for. I'm your hostess, Elsa von Grossen-Newton, and of course you met Mrs. Baverstock and Mr. O'Reilly since you rode up with them.
Hardly no, Elsa, as Mr. McEwen was up front with your driver. I didn't get an opportunity to tell you, Mr. McEwen, that I think it's simply divoon of you to fill in at the last moment like this.
Oh, well, thanks, but
This is Miss Crandall. Nikki, darling, I don't believe you met Mrs. Baverstock. Do you have a cold, Mr. McEwen?
Oh, well, see, there's actually been a hitch, and I'm due back in New York.
Really? When?
Well, right about now.
But my goodness, how would you get there? Perhaps it slipped your attention, but we're having a blizzard.
I know, but...
Well, I know. I, for one, would be quite sorry to see you go. I've been hearing such good things about your work. And, of course, Ken DeLamaze, who is directing the audition, knows every agent in Hollywood. Do you have an agent in Hollywood, Eddie?
Come on, let's get to work.
Well, what about the slasher?
Let him get his own agent.
Elsa, I cannot wait for you to hear the show. It's Divoon, simply Divoon. And I already have a budget all worked out, even down to the opening night party. We'll hold it at Sardi's, naturally. And if we charge the actors just a teensy cover charge, we'll break even. Elsa, are you redecorating?
Oh my, the wall has been turned. Did someone move the pen holder?
Oh, I guess I did that.
A secret passage! Where does it lead?
To other passages. The house is laced with them.
My, Nancy Drew would be in seventh heaven if she were here, wouldn't she? You never told me about this, Elsa, never!
They're nothing, Marjorie. They're just your average, ordinary, everyday secret passageways.
Was this a stop in the Underground Railway or something?
No.
Then why?
My father, who built this house, was Baron Wilhelm von Grossenhütten.
Ah, yes.
You've heard of him?
Well, wasn't there a very famous motion picture about him with Eric von Stroheim? Or am I thinking of someone else?
Someone else. Though he was a legend, there has been no motion picture on him.
Obviously, I have him mixed up.
He built this house after he left Germany at the end of the war.
He was a general?
He was the Kaiser's chief of espionage and the most brilliant intelligence mind in European history.
He was a spy?
Ah, perhaps you've heard of the Dreyfus papers. The Colonel read a letter. The Kruger telegram. The von Moltke note. The Hotzendorf memo. The von Emmeck shopping list. Events which changed the course of history, with my father at their center, working in clandestine, covert alliance, cloaked in an atmosphere of secrecy, stealth, and subterfuge.
But why all the secret passages?
It was the only way he could leave the room.
Is all our company met?
Ken, darling, how Divoon!
Marjorie, honey.
Mwah, mwah. Kids, this is Ken Delamaze, your director. Whom haven't you met yet, Ken?
Hi, I'm Eddie McEwen, and I just did House of Pagan, and
We'll get to work shortly, but...
Want a meat cleaver?
You need a meat cleaver?
For the hors d'oeuvres, ja.
Well, if you need it, my house is yours, everyone. Make yourselves comfortable. I'll be back. You're sure you mean a meat cleaver, Elsa?
Sure.
Look, Ken. A secret passage!
So it is. Very much like the one I used in the circular staircase with Paulette Goddard, Lord Kreger, Judith Anderson, Leo Natwell, and Phil Silvers.
I saw it, Ken, and it was some of your best work.
It hasn't been released yet. Now, cast, as I was saying, we'll go to work shortly. But let me remind you all that although this is a bachelor's audition for an audience of one, there's still theatre. So any questions of character or interpretations you have, bring them out. Theatre is nothing more or less than life distilled to a pure, clear ring of truth. A ritual as old as...
Quick, someone, a martini. I'm in danger of frostbite. Roger, darling, you're looking Divoon, simply Divoon.
Marjorie, sweetheart, love your new word.
Let me introduce actors. This is Roger Hopewell, there to do your music, Roger. Miss Crandall, Mr. McEwen, and Mr. O'Reilly.
Your eyes are very blue.
Perhaps I'll have a drink now. It makes it so much easier to excuse such licentious behavior.
I was not being licentious, Marjorie. A trifle in bitterness, perhaps, a bit lascivious, but not licentious.
What's the difference, Roger?
The placement of the tongue, I'd imagine.
Ken, I didn't see you. How wonderful to be working with you again. I was saying to Bernice on the way here, now our script will have distilled truth and clean rigs and new spark plugs. All those wonderful things Ken does. And you are the comic.
right. You seen my work?
No, I merely assumed that was why you were only wearing one overshoe.
My gosh, forgot all about it.
I must have that martini.
How about your performers? Dare to have a drink before attempting to entice Elsa out of her money?
No,
No,
thank
wait,
you.
no, shot of bourbon, she got it.
Hi, gang! Bernice! Darling!
Bernice, you're looking wonderful.
Oh, I missed you, kid.
You've added a bracelet, I see.
Have a drink with us, Bernice. I'm having a teeny martini.
Well, in that case, I'll have a huge Manhattan with a cherry. Be realistic, Roger.
Let me introduce cast. This is Bernice Roth, the librettist. Your cast. Martini time.
Hi, gang. Sorry I'm late getting downstairs, but the storm froze the lock on my overnight case, and I have been upstairs heating it with a candle.
Eating the lock?
And the candle just kept dripping wax all over the rug, so I moved into the closet and set something on fire.
Set what on fire?
Well, see, I don't know, because whatever it was burnt up. And so there I am on the floor of the closet under this raging fire when the maid walks in and wants to know if I'm Haitian. Ooh, his eyes are very blue.
Ain't it something to be working with all these famous people?
I guess so.
Ken, I love your tan.
It only cost one soul.
May cost us ours. Bernice and I have been asked to do a motion picture later this year. You know who Adam and Costello are?
Those two guys in the Bobby Clark thing.
Streets of Paris.
Streets of Paris. Well, Universal has signed them, and we've been approached about some songs.
That reminds me, the lead dancer from that show, the boy, Grover Champion.
Gower champion.
We should think about him. I know you're only in first draft, Bernice, but think about taking that long section where the sailor is telling the girl how beautiful she is and turning it into a ballet.
I didn't think that section was all that long. Ever notice in Bernice's writing, every time someone tells a woman how beautiful she is, the scene goes on forever? That comes from having an understanding of romance, Roger. A subject that you're somewhat hazy on. That comes from writing in front of that smoked mirror you got over your desk. It's what it comes from.
I suggest we get started with rehearsals, since that is why we're here.
Is
Oh, we are all together once more, are we not? All together. And are we all comfortable?
we're fine, Elsa.
We're just about to start rehearsal, Elsa.
Does anyone need a refill?
Sure.
Heavens, how dark it's getting, and it's just past 1. Wonderful! The snow just won't stop, will it? What are you having, Bernice?
What's closest?
Excuse me, Nariga Frau, but the cook called and they're snowed in.
Drat! Well, there's nothing for it. I shall go into the kitchen and whip up a quick lunch. We don't want you hungry for the big show now, do we? Come, Elsa, let's see if we remember how to do sauerbraten.
Sauerbraten?
How inspiring! She's chosen a dish that even if she ruined, no one could tell the difference.
I suggest we get started with rehearsals, since that is why we're here.
Is it? Has anyone wondered why this particular creative group has been gathered in this particular house?
A backers audition?
Featuring the team whose last effort was Manhattan Holiday, the show during which B.B. McAllister, Elsa's friend, was murdered? Another drink, Ken? You look as though you need one.
It's just that memory of that horrible time. I had hoped it was forgotten.
Obviously it isn't. Though Elsa is eccentric, she slithers through life as though she were Gail Slaughterguard. Her behavior today strikes me as more batty than usual.
If that's possible.
And I believe we've been gathered for a dual purpose.
Which is?
She wants to observe us. Together.
To what end?
Excuse me, but who was getting murdered?
Were you in New York 2 years ago?
2 years ago, I was off visiting me old mither in County Cork.
You were visiting a mither?
Someone killed 3 members of our dancing chorus.
And this killer was a part of the show?
We don't know.
Of course, we know. We play New Haven, a murder. Boston. A murder. Philadelphia.
Terrible reviews.
And a murder closes us in New York. Someone with the show, Ken.
See, I told you.
Someone with the show.
And you suspect the killer is in this house?
Yes.
I am sorry, but you are not after knowing much about murders. A murderer may be occasionally drawn back to the scene of the crime, but never, once they are free and away, would they ever return to anyone who has any reason to suspect them.
Hey, how do you know so much about murders?
Me old fither and me old fither's fither, God rest their souls, were police officers.
And you're a tenor?
I still think that's why we've been gathered here.
Sounds like a parlor game, Mr. Hopewell. But murder is never so interesting. In real life, it is sudden and filled with rage. Quite emotional, quite messy. No secret passages, just blood-soaked carpets.
What blood-soaked carpets? Excuse me, I thought I heard something about a blood-soaked carpet.
We were talking about real life, Elsa. Though God knows why, since we're all here to do a musical comedy.
Well, Miss von Grossenuten wanted me to inform you that lunch will be ready in about 30 minutes. In the meantime, here are the hors d'oeuvres.
I suggest we get started with rehearsals, which, Roger, is the only reason we are gathered here.
Just thought it was worth mentioning.
Well, if you believe there to be a killer loose in this house, Roger, best not sit in front of the bookcase. It's a secret passage.
Good heavens!
Are we going to work, or shall we all get into pajamas and continue to tell ghost stories? Actors, over here. Bernice, Roger, at the piano.
I'm sorry there is no bratwurst, Mr. O'Reilly, since you seem so interested in everything German.
Bernice, have you... Bernice!
What?
Have you decided how much of the book you are going to do?
What?
The book!
Bernice! What?
Has all this silliness of Roger's frightened you?
No, I mean, I was just thinking. I mean, we have nothing to be afraid of here. My God, we're warm and cozy in this lovely, kind of old, very weird house with secret passages and blood-soaked carpets, sort of isolated by a snowstorm.
I'm afraid I have a rather troubling announcement. I hope none of you have to reach New York this afternoon, as the phone seems to have gone dead.
Oh, and the phone seems to have gone dead. Help! We're all gonna be murdered! Help!
Bernice, for heaven's sake, quiet down!
Still ring throughout, Farley has lost his clout. You've got to know the way, who's got whose ear today. Hickeys and Cordell Hall won't even take your call, unless you're inside of a taking a ride on the White House merry-go-round. Take your call, unless you're inside of the taking a ride on the White House merry-go-round. White House merry-go-round.
I love it. And so will Elsa. The tunes, the lyrics, all so simply... Divoon. Simply Divoon.
Let's go on to the second act. It's already 4 and Elsa wants to see this before dinner.
I need to see a man about a dog.
Me too.
Or maybe some coffee.
Oh, God, yes. Coffee's a good idea.
Okay, 10 minutes.
How's it looking so far, Mr. Delamaze?
It's coming.
Would anybody be after lunch or anything? I'm headed back to the kitchen for a spot of hot chiclet.
I'd love some.
See if she has tea. No, never mind. I'll come myself.
Oh, Mr. Delamaze. I noticed you skipped over the part where the taxi driver does an imitation of the French ambassador. Well, you don't have to if you don't want to.
Eddie, I think Roger and Bernice have Butler in mind for the role of the cab driver.
See, I do a French.
It needs a name then. You understand.
I was just thinking it would add flavor.
Eddie, I'd be unfair not to tell you that's the direction they're looking.
Oui, je m'appelle Baguette.
Eddie, your talent is just as special as Lars, but I think it is distilled from a different kind of truth. I'm sure there'll be other roles that bring closer to the quality that you project. Okay.
Sure thing. Thanks a lot, Mr. Delamaze. What'd he say?
He said no.
All right, heck, even if I am stuck a banana, this could be the break I've been waiting for. Aren't you excited about this?
They usually get stars for the stuff I'm reading, don't they?
Well, you never know. You live in New York?
Yes.
Whereabouts?
West 64th between Broadway and Amsterdam.
I live on 50th, across from Madison Square Garden.
I used to live near there. 48, the dance belt.
You live alone, or
I have 2 roommates.
got a boyfriend?
Did have. He joined the Navy last year.
Yeah, Navy's not bad. I've been thinking I'd join before I get drafted.
Aren't you a bit old to get drafted?
Yeah, but look the way things are going. I've been thinking I better get my name in show business PDQ, so that if I am drafted, I can get into the entertainment section of the Army.
You wanna kill him with laughs, huh?
They got such units.
A comics battalion? Yeah, they hit the beach right after the magicians.
It's called Special Services.
Uh-huh, and they pass out ping pong balls.
You know, I'd have known you were a dancer even if you never said so.
Yeah?
You talk straight out, like a guy. Most names don't do so. Dancers do. Of course, I'm talking showbiz, not ballet.
You date a lot of dancers?
I don't date a lot of anything.
You haven't got a girl?
Nope. See, most dames, they don't want to get serious with a comic. But that's okay. That's the way it's laid out.
What's laid out?
The hero gets the girls, the comic gets the laughs.
In the movies.
And in real life, practically the same.
I wouldn't know. I haven't met any heroes.
Met any comics?
Just one. I want to look over that second act ballad.
You believe in chemistry?
Chemistry?
You know, you look at someone and something happens?
I don't know.
It's happening here! Oh, O'Reilly and the maid. It's the beginning of a hot affair. They really got the eyes for each other.
Yeah, maybe they sense something in common.
Some people believe in it. Chemistry. Ever happened to you?
Nope.
How about your boyfriend?
We grew up together. He was just always there.
Till now.
Yeah.
Actually, never happened to me either. Chemistry.
Yes, it's just in the movies.
Nope. It happened to my father. Once.
Did?
From a bus window. He was on the corner, she was on the bus. They saw each other. He chased that bus for 5 blocks.
It was your mother.
Nope. Some woman. Never saw her again. He used to tell me, "Hey, you'll know when it happens. It's coming. Just hold it at number 17 to Ozone Park. That's an express." Yeah, it can happen. You just gotta be looking for it is all.
Shall we go back to work?
So, how y'all doing? Miss Von Grossen wanted me to lay out some fresh coffee in here for you.
We already had coffee.
So you won't have to come back into the kitchen.
She probably just wants us out of the way while she learns to light the oven.
So, you folks in show business, huh?
Yes. Do you ever attend the theater, Mr.
Kelly. No, not that much. But I had a cousin in the Hot Mikado at the World's Fair.
Dinner, such as it is, will be at 7. To tide you over, I'll also bring in some Liederkranz.
We're fine, Elsa. Please don't worry about us.
One other thing. When we were cleaning up the guest rooms in anticipation of your arrival, guess what we found? B.B. McAllister's Deco makeup kit. It had somehow been packed away with the showgirl costumes. When the show closed, it was sent to Princeton University.
Showgirl costumes? I thought Princeton was a men's school.
Only in the daytime, obviously.
It's for that one show they do. It has a kick line.
Someone who recognized the name picked up the suitcase and mailed it to the police, who thereupon mailed it to me. I packed it away in the closet and forgot all about it. Until yesterday. And with all of us reunited, I became curious. So I opened it. And what do you think I found?
I don't want to hear this. It's going to be somebody's finger or something.
A small notebook. A round notebook.
A round notebook?
A notebook which was filled with notes and tiny little spirals.
What?
Doodles? No. Phone numbers! And something's in my eye. Oh, wait. Oh, no. Caught my eye. The last appointment, the night she was murdered.
An appointment with whom?
Don't know, but they were wearing a watch. No. The book tells the place and time.
That night, probably just an appointment to go over a key change or something.
Couldn't be. The night poor BB was murdered, we were dark. No one was at the theater.
What are you so excited about, Roger?
No one was there.
No, they weren't.
What?
Singing.
What? Who wasn't singing?
They weren't singing in an elevator. No. No. Excuse me, I need some coffee.
Well, the stage manager was at the theater. I remember because the set designer and I stopped by before going to dinner at Toffanetti's.
Couldn't have been Ken. The stage manager was with me at the Blue Ribbon.
No, I distinctly remember because it was the first time.
I ought to know where my own damn stage manager was, Ken!
Calm down, Marjorie. Why are you getting so upset?
An alibi, obviously.
It didn't say they were at the theater. It said they were at the hotel. The night she was murdered, she had an appointment at the hotel.
With whom? No one was there!
We only used the suite there as a staff room.
Let's take a look at the book.
I think it's a much better idea if I turn it over to the police. In the morning. Ooh.
Excuse me, Miss Von Grossen,
New in?
Yes.
Well, maybe you should put that book in a safe place and as far away from you as possible. Because if it connects the killer to the murders, he would kill to get it.
But he doesn't know I have it. Does he?
Well, he does now.
Mr. McEwen, for that to be true, the killer would have to be in this room.
Oh, let's not be ridiculous, all of you! Of course it's not one of us, we're show people! So, on to Act the Second, as Shakespeare might have once said.
No, he might have, but I doubt he ever did.
You don't mind if I stay and watch a bit, Ken? You know how I adore the rehearsal process.
No, it will spoil the audition for you, Elsa.
I shan't stay long, just a soap song.
No.
This is my house!
For God's sake, Marjorie, let her stay. I need to get started.
Sit over here, Elsa.
Act 2 begins with, we just had coffee!
Miss von Grosvenor did mention that Herr O'Reilly preferred chocolate.
Bernice, second act, please.
White House Merry-Go-Round Act 2. It opens in the Senate chambers. On stage are Biff and Trudy. Oh, there are also some page boys.
Sounds Devoon. Simply Devoon.
Excuse me?
What is it now?
Sure, and I fear this hot chiclet has gone and given me a terrible headache. I see I'm not needed in this number, so if you don't mind, I'll be stepping out to see if I can find some aspirin.
Oh, you poor dear boy. There's some in the kitchen. I'll get it for you.
Thank you.
Come right back.
That's the format. Here's how it goes. Trudy is opening mail from Biff's constituents, all who have advice on how to run this country. This leads to the second act opener. Everyone can do it better.
Okay, so following Bernice's intro, we do the number Roger.
Biff, Trudy, and I'll do all the page boys.
I bet you will.
Have a drink, Marjorie. It'll coat your tongue.
What?
Try the light switch.
Where is it?
Ouch!
It may be a power failure. I'm going to the basement.
Armory candles.
What was that?
An owl?
In the library?
This is making me very nervous.
Calm down, Bernice.
I'm not Bernice, quit rubbing my neck.
Sorry.
Oh, let's all remain calm. It's probably just a storm. I'm sure Miss Von Grosvenor will be back shortly with candles.
Are we all here? Or we did not hear the tiniest scream just a moment ago?
Yes, I bumped into the chair.
We're all here, Bernice.
Okay, that's Roger, that's Ken, this is me, the performers.
I'm here.
It's me, I'm Marjorie.
Lights are back. Everyone all right? I think it's because I plugged in the toaster.
We're fine, Elsa. We're moving as quickly as we can.
No hurry, I haven't even started the white sauce yet.
White sauce?
On sauerbraten.
Come on, kids. Let's go back to work.
From the top.
Everyone can do it better. From the East Coast to the West,
They all know what's really best
for the USA. Anyone can write a letter
about the way that he or she wants to run this country. If they have their way, they all know just what to do about internal revenue and the kind of loans
That follow out at you.
Yeah, they all can do it better. And after all of this advice, darling, it feels so very nice to be here with you.
Take it home.
Because when it comes to us, no one does it better than us, than just we two. I don't think she liked it.
She's smiling, see? She's just not being very vocal.
Well, following that number, which will be catchier and funnier. Or you know what, maybe just cut if you hate it that much.
Bernice, let's go on.
No, I mean, that's the second act opener, and if she hates it.
Marjorie, do you really hate it, or is Bernice going through a typical attack of paranoia?
Marjorie, honey, we're friends here. I mean, if you got something to say, let's say and not sit there acting like a typical producer.
Someone pulled the main power. Has anyone...
She's dead! Dead! My God!
Well, that should make you feel better. At least it wasn't assault.
Has anyone come in through the door and out the hall?
Guy was standing by the door and had to go through me. Oh my God!
I'm going to check.
How about over here?
Call the police.
Police!
On the phone, Bernice!
Frozen shut.
The phone line is dead, remember?
The closet.
The closet!
The closet!
The phone is in the closet? Roger, would you be a darling and hold this for a moment, please? Oh.
Does this mean the show's canceled?
I should have listened to my numerologist. She said stay out of Westchester County. It adds up to death and decay.
Oh, poor Marjorie. She's so much to live for. Though, at the current moment, I can't think of a single one.
I fear Elsa has brought the stage door slasher to Chapel.
You think? It couldn't have just been somebody who wanted Marjorie dead?
Oh, the Schuberts.
Maybe.
What about Helsa?
We buried them out in the snowdrift. It's the best we can do under the circumstances. It's a blizzard out there. You can barely see a foot in front of you.
Or the rest of the body for that matter.
This coffee hut? Jeez, it's brutal up there.
This hot chocolate?
I noticed just before the lights went out that O'Reilly sniffed that hot chocolate and he wouldn't... Hey, the hell is he anyway?
That's a $64 question.
Elsa probably just added too much salt.
You put salt in hot chocolate?
Well, sure, but you're gonna be a tad, of course. Really gives it some snap.
Never thought of that. Tried to dab a nutmeg, but I didn't really find that to be...
Nutmeg and hot chocolate?
Can we leave the recipe exchange for later? We've got a killer on the loose here.
I found the blueprints
What blueprints?
of the house. I figured, since whoever cut the power escaped the tunnels, I thought we might examine these and then look over the details. Then we would foray into the walls. Ooh, I'll pick a picnic lunch in case we get lost.
These just show the house. They don't show the passageways.
Of course not. They're secret.
Well, right now, I want everybody where I can see them.
And I want to look for clues.
This is my investigation, and I say you are staying here.
Investigation? What sort of investigation?
Murder investigation. I'm a cop.
Why are you telling them?
This has gone too far for games, Miss von Grossenlund. I'm Sergeant Michael Kelly of the New York City Police Department, here on the case of the stage door slasher.
So this isn't an audition?
Only for a killer, it seems.
Oh, just my luck.
I told you. But did you listen? No, I'm just a silly songwriter. I did go to the Boston Conservatory, you know. I think this exposure unwise, Sergeant.
This killer's working too damn fast. He didn't go for you in the book, meaning he went for someone who obviously could expose him somehow. And not just once. We've had 2 murders, maybe 3. Maybe 4 if we count O'Reilly.
Who was maybe 3?
There are bloodstains by the French doors.
But nobody else is missing.
Nobody we know about.
Wait. So you mean to tell me there could be somebody missing that just wasn't even here in the first place?
But if you're the police, what was that notifying them in regard to BB's book?
A setup.
I was to be the bait, Roger. When the killer came for me, and the book, the sergeant would capture them. Clever, yes?
It was, until you told us all about it.
Obviously, some people were more dangerous to our killer than the book.
Maybe it's a combination of that book and those other people that worried the killer. With them out of the way, the book is useless.
That's exactly the way I got it pegged, miss.
I still maintain we should look over the clues. The chase is half the fun.
Let me get this straight. All that nonsense about Bibi's book was just made up in order to...
No, the book is the real McCoy. Sent from Princeton to the police department last week. And it contained information that made us reopen the case.
What sort of information?
Take a look at the last entry.
Piccadilly 1020.
My God!
What is it, Bernice?
I just got the new second act opener. Somebody give me a pen! That is so annoying.
Well, the Piccadilly was a hotel in New York. What's the 1020?
Your room.
My room?
And the rest of the assistant staff. It's the last appointment, right before she was murdered.
Yes, all that stuff Elsa was talking about earlier. Well, obviously it didn't worry the killer that much.
Why should it? My God, I mean, the key was left at the desk. Everyone, stage managers, designers, everyone had access to those rooms. You reopened the investigation based on that one appointment?
We were hoping it might lead to something.
Well, obviously it didn't.
Obviously it did. There are 2 people dead.
Wait a minute. The thing I don't understand is why Bibi was at the hotel at all. Shows off the road and everyone's staying at home. It's a day off when the murder happens. Now what's a chorus girl do on a day off?
Huh? Oh, well, sleeps. Oh, well, she certainly wouldn't go near where there's a murderer loose.
I would think Bibi would want to be among friends. Wouldn't you, Elsa?
Poor Bibi had many dear friends, Ken.
Too many?
There's a list on the appointment in parentheses. 22 toe shoes, Leo, then a series of numbers. 288129. Leo could be something astrological.
Isn't 22 a type of gun?
Caliber, yeah. We thought about that, but there was no gun involved.
22? 22?
What?
22, tutu, toe shoes, leotard. Sounds like the appointment was for a ballet class, though. Why'd she wear a tutu is beyond me.
What's it look like?
A tutu? It's a little skirt, very stiff, it sticks out in the front leg.
Ah, she had it on.
What?
We didn't release that to the press, but she had it on. So did the other 2.
Murdered. In a tutu.
How are they wearing their hair?
Hair?
Yeah, was that the same too?
Now that you mention it, it was tight. Pulled back like a school teacher.
Ballet dancers. The slasher was killing ballet dancers.
Why?
You probably sat through lace symphonies one time too many.
But what I mean is they were dressed like ballet dancers as if it were some sort of audition or act.
Does anyone want to hear the new lyric? I feel like I've caught the real flavor of Washington with it. I will take it from the chorus.
Poor Bernice. She works herself much too hard.
Elsa! Murdered!
I beg your pardon?
Maybe the cold revived him.
Don't anybody move!
This is Los.
Elsa, we saw you half naked and dead fall out of the closet into Bernice's arms.
Oh, Bernice! Perhaps it was someone else. I was in the basement gathering potatoes where the vicious was.
She's still out there. Dead.
Who is dead?
Elsa, have you a twin?
Yeah, 2 sisters. I have triplets.
Elsa, someone who looks very like you was murdered here this afternoon.
I will look.
Come this way.
My mother and father were laborers in Berlin in the government printing plant. In 1923, they died when cartons containing marks the equivalent of $5 fell on their heads and crushed them. Me and my sisters were raised by relatives. We only ever saw each other in Weihnachtsabend. When we got to decorate Weihnachtsbaum and give it Weihnachtsgeschenk.
Gesundheit!
My point is I don't know my sisters.
That woman has absolutely no sense of humor.
Did Elsa accompany you out of town during Manhattan holidays?
No, she was here at the house.
My gosh, identical triplets, a homicidal maniac, secret passages.
Hey, this is beginning to sound like one of those Hollywood mysteries you directed, Mr. De La Maze.
I didn't know you had directed a mystery, Ken.
What? Murder at the Biltmore with William Powell, Myra Loy, and Sidney Blackman.
Is that being released?
No, have you seen it?
I think so.
I don't think she looks a thing like me.
But Elsa!
She's the spitting image.
By any chance, was either of your sisters a ballet dancer?
Gott in Himmel, no. Hilda is living in Strutland, working in a beer yard, waiting tables in a beer garden. Helga lives in Strasland, making sails in a boatyard. And now, if you will excuse me, I need to get back to the dinner.
Are you saying that girl out there isn't your sister?
Anything is possible, but I believe my sisters to be in Germany.
That woman is an exact likeness.
My grandfather is a merchant seaman on Bremen. Perhaps he's at the shore in Brooklyn. It is only a train ride away from here. Nicht wahr? Herr O'Reilly is dead also?
We don't know.
See, I told you she had the eyes for him. 2 murders, and all she's concerned for is O'Reilly.
She's obviously lying, though I can't imagine why.
She's covering for him.
I thought espionage was in your blood.
It is. It's just a little sluggish at the moment.
Maybe her sister was on her way here and was killed before Elsa knew she arrived.
Then why wouldn't she identify her?
Perhaps Elsa's sister is the slasher?
If her sister is the slasher, then who slashed her?
It's all too confusing.
Oh, no. It's simple. See, you got a sister who's a servant in Chappaqua, a sister who's selling sausages and sauerkraut in Stuttgart, and a sister selling sales somewhere.
Strasbourg.
So either Hilda from Stuttgart or Helga from Strasbourg, while seeking her sister in a swanky, secluded section of Chappaqua, is hacked by a homicidal halfwit who thinks Hilda or Helga is Helsa. Now ask yourself, why?
Ask myself why. I don't even know what you said.
Ask myself why what?
Not why what, why who?
Why who what?
No, not why who what, why what?
Why, who, what, why?
What?
Because before you ask who, you have to ask why.
And how?
How what?
I was just agreeing. And how?
Maybe it depends on when.
When what? Oh, please. You're gonna do that again? I need another drink.
Let me see that book.
Could Helsa be the stage door slasher? Well, that's what we're all thinking, right?
That was what we're all thinking. But why would Helsa murder 3 women?
Jealousy?
Of whom?
Of your friends, of course. You said you had many.
I said BB had many.
Really, Roger, if you're going to take the words of others and twist them, I prefer you to stick to Jerome Kerr. You do it so much better.
I do not steal from Jerome Kern. He does not. Thank you, Bernice. Irving Berlin. Oh, fine. Let's all be viciously funny about my time. It strikes me as an exceptionally transparent attempt to get us off the subject, which is, one of us might have had a motive.
All right, shall we start with the well-known fact that you hate dancers?
Not true. I would hate them when they sing.
You did ask those girls to be removed from the number.
But not with the knife.
My point is we can come up with a motive for any of us. Even me. They're all pregnant or something. But I do not think the killer is in this room.
Well, what about O'Reilly? We haven't seen him since the blackout.
He may be dead.
Or in those tunnels.
Well, we won't know if we don't look. I'm going to serve dinner, and then I suggest an entree into the walls. There could be one other possibility. Perhaps Helsa is her sister.
What?
It's something that happened earlier, when I attempted to kiss Helsa good morning. Something different.
She kisses her maid good morning.
Alright, I want to get to solving this thing. So I want to recreate the scene before the crime. I want all of you to show me where you were just before the lights went out.
You've got to be kidding.
Oh, no, this can work. Ellery Queen does it all the time.
All right, let's try it. I was over here. Bernice, where were you?
I was down over there.
We were here.
And poor Marjorie was over there.
This doesn't tell me a goddamn thing.
Well, I, for one, do not think we should let Elsa alone in the kitchen with Elsa.
Oh, wait, Ken, I want to read you the new second act opener. I thought what we had originally was fine, but Marjorie hated it.
Marjorie was dead, Bernice. I don't think you should allow a dead woman's opinion to influence you.
I cannot believe one of them could be the slasher.
Nah, I doubt they are. I got me a whole other theory.
You come into the kitchen.
In a sec.
Oh, you find something interesting.
It's addresses, appointments, and some sort of log. She refers to things she's done that day. LN_W/K.
Had lunch with Kathy. She's another dancer in the show.
I think it's a code.
Code? Why would she be keeping a code?
Every so often, there's nothing but a list of numbers.
Phone numbers.
But there's not always an exchange. Here's Endicott, Murray Hill, then rows of numbers. It's a code.
Oh, bank accounts. Maybe secret bank accounts.
Yeah, maybe.
No, I've got a theory based on plain old-fashioned police work.
Serial numbers.
No, observation. That's the key. And if I'm right, then someone is in very serious trouble. And I think I know who that someone is.
Maybe the numbers are letter substitutes.
Where did you learn to do that?
When you were a kid, did you ever write away to Orphan Annie or Jack Armstrong for a secret decoder?
John Winslow, the native. I got a ring.
Well, I'll use the Orphan Annie system. Let's try to break it.
What we need is paper. Holy mackerel, the desk drawer. Hey, Sarge. Where'd the cop go?
My gosh, another tunnel.
This joint has more surprises than Sally Patica.
Oh, there are steps leading down.
Are you crazy? Don't go in there.
I want to see what's down there.
Well, if you run into the slasher, don't play.
It looks like a wine cellar.
Great. Now come back up here. I can't believe you're doing this when there's a killer on the loose. I mean, there's someone, maybe a raving maniac with a knife or a saber, and you're down there in the dark instead of being up here where it is safe. Oh my gosh! Hi! Can I help you? All the dancers are out right now, but if you care to leave a message. Oh, no thanks. I shaved earlier. Besides, I got a regular Frank at the Astor, you know? Oh, I get it. You think I'm a dancer. Oh, that agent of mine, he'll tell anybody anything to get me one. No, I'm a comic.
There are more passages down here.
In addition to being a comic, I'm also a ventriloquist. Throw my voice anyway. Wine cellars!
Eddie!
Looking for this?
Eddie, why'd you shut... Eddie?
Hey, where'd he go? Where'd he go? So help me, I'll clip him. I'll mow him down.
Eddie, did you shut me in there as some kind of joke?
How'd you get out of there?
There's a lever next to the door.
The slasher was here.
The slasher was here?
While you were down there, with a long raincoat and a bag on his head.
What did he look like?
Like someone with a long raincoat and a bag on his head.
No, I mean tall, short.
Who knows? Both maybe. I was too busy looking at the razor.
Let's go tell the others.
Oh, no. It could be one of them. He was after this, but I grabbed it and ran.
You did? Gee, Eddie, that's kind of brave.
No, just fast. See, when you play some of the joints I play...
Which one of them do you think it is?
Well, I got a theory based on observation.
O'Reilly!
We thought you were dead.
Sure, and so did somebody else. I was hit on the head enough to die.
When was this?
When I was going back for the aspirin.
Well, if you got a chance to take a couple.
When I came to, I found myself in a tunnel, and I had the devil's own time trying to get back out.
There have been 2 murders here.
And what's even worse, it isn't even an audition. It's a setup to catch the slasher.
Murders?
Who? Miss Babystock and someone who's either Hilda, Helga, or Helsa.
Was?
Someone who we think is Helsa's twin sister.
Fell right out of that closet.
Her twin sister, was it? And Helsa, she is all right.
Yeah, she's all right. She was concerned for you, too.
Was she now? Fine, too good as she is. Now I think I'll be having a spot of brandy to ward off this chill.
Oh, sit still. I'll get it.
How long have you been in this country, Mr. O'Reilly?
What?
I asked how long you've been in America. You're Irish-born?
As Paddy's cow.
And where in Ireland are you from again?
Sure, are you familiar with Ireland, Colleen?
I've never been there, no.
Well, there's a spot where the sun rises up over the mountains of McNamara hits first. Walk in the fine village of McGillicuddy to another of God's good days. It's there that I'm from, and there that I'll always be.
You should have known better than to ask an Irishman where he's from. I could have been here all night.
Sure, and this is as warm as a ball of peak in August.
Have I seen you in anything on Broadway, Mr. O'Reilly?
Are you writing a book about me, miss?
Dinner is served. Oh, Mr. O'Reilly, you've returned to us.
Someone knocked him in the head and left him to die.
My dear, we've unleashed something truly horrible into this house tonight. However, the vichyssoise is ready. Where's Sergeant Kelly?
I don't know. Isn't he with you?
Perhaps he went to wash up. Come along. Everyone's in the dining room. Let's eat. That way we can get down to the serious business of the evening.
I don't think he's Irish.
Well, we'll know soon enough. Give him a little bit more brandy to see if he fights, sings, or writes a poem.
Sure, and I went and forgot me drink. Dinner is served, Helsa! Oh, Helsa? Helsa! They tell me your sister is dead. You must be in mourning. Oh, Helsa! Come on out. I think we should talk.
Excuse me. I need you. They sent you back in for the wine. I'm not looking. I'm just going for the wine. Gee, they didn't say if they wanted white or red. Oh, well, I'll just take one of each. Sorry to have bothered you. I'll tell them to save you something. Oh, don't look. O'Reilly and the maid. Woo, woo. Oh, gee, and they were getting along so well.
I'm going to get the others.
Hey, that's whether we're having meat or fish.
Oh, where'd they go?
Into the wall.
He was trying to kill her. We have to help.
Help how?
Where's the cop? I'm going into that tunnel.
Are you crazy? Don't go in there. Oh, it's useless to try to stop it. Believe me.
Well, we can't just stand here and do nothing.
Sure we can. We need to capture them from 2 directions. Nikki, you're going in from here. I'll enter from the billiard room.
That's the billiard room?
Yes.
Interesting you would place it over here next to the parlor.
Well, it used to be the music room, you see, but after a bit of redecoration...
I would have put it closer to the solarium.
Can we hold the architectural discussion until later? He might be killing her now. I'm going in.
I'll go in. Two can die as easy as one.
Here, take this flashlight. That way you can see what you're up against.
See it? Who wants to see it?
Play the radio in this room very loud. That way we can always find our way back.
Hey, turn on the red network of NBC. Bill Spitali and this all-girl orchestra is on right now.
Stay together. It's a labyrinth in there. Please, Roger. Anything but that.
Bearing in the snow and its blizzard fast reaching catastrophic proportions. Transportation is halted. Governor Wayman and Mayor LaGuardia have declared that a state of emergency.
My God, all we need now is power failure.
Oh, from your mouth right to God's ear.
There's storm lanterns in the pantry. Come help me get them.
Ouch, damn it. I just bumped into the piano. Oh, that was my head.
Are you coming, Roger?
Bernice, are you still on the floor?
Yes, I am not moving until the lights come back on. I'm gonna sit here with my bottle of wine and relax.
All right, Bernice, we'll be back for you. Come on. Oh.
There's mischief in Washington, and guess who has to pay? There's mix-ups in Washington, and guess who? Who is it?
Oh, you have not seen me.
Oh, my lips are sealed.
Das ist ungefunden.
Ken, where are you?
In the corridor.
You will not tell them I was here.
No, absolutely not.
I am going back into the closet. If you tell, I will drag you into the tunnels where no one can find you. Have you ever been stripped, tied to a wall, and bit? Then?
Do I have to answer that?
Ah, here's the library.
Remember, one word, and you die.
Oh, she's in the closet! She's in the closet! Oh, Elsa, she's in the closet.
Really? What is she?
Oh my God!
Yes! Keep your lights up until it comes! I'm going for the sergeant. You stay here in case it comes out of the walls.
Out of the walls? Oh, yeah. I forgot we were busy being the Adams Family Mansion.
Out of the walls! Out of the walls! That's it, Roger. The second act opener should be walls.
A waltz?
Dick Rogers does one every show, Pen.
Bernice, this is hardly the place, and it certainly isn't the time.
Isn't the time? Isn't the time, Roger? I am creative. Don't tell me that isn't the time. My God, the contractions have begun, and he tells me that it isn't the time. I have been stopped from giving birth here a lot tonight, Ken.
Has anyone seen the man?
She's in the closet.
She's got a butcher knife. I got the gun.
What's an Irish tenor doing with the gun?
I'm not Irish. I'm Italian. Lieutenant Tony Gariboli, NYPD. Working here on the case of the stage door slasher. The maid's the slasher, and she's on her way up the river. All right, Wenzel, the jig's up. You hold me, Wenzel. All right, I'm counting to 10. 1, 2, 3.
He's studying in German!
Elsa is German. Wir,
5. No wonder they're so broke over there.
8, 9, 10. Actually, she couldn't come out even if she wanted to. The door's locked. Well, unlock it already!
Hi, boy, am I glad to see you. The flashlight went out and we've been wandering around the dark tunnels ever since. Would have gotten lost, but I held her hand the whole time. Come on, Nikki, we're back in the house. Where'd you come from? Where's Nikki? What? Oh, wait a minute. I can't understand a thing. You got a gag in your mouth.
I said, get this goddamn gag out of my mouth.
Did you pass the maid there?
Who knows? It's too dark to see a thing.
Elsa's the stage door slasher.
Elsa? In the tunnels with Nikki?
I'll take care of this.
No. This is a job for the police.
But he is the police. Lieutenant Tony somebody.
He's working on this slasher case.
Oh, really? Out of when?
Headquarters.
What division?
Eerie Crimes.
Eerie Crimes Division.
Yeah, it's a new thing the
You
commission
got a
just...
badge?
Of course he has a badge. He just showed it to us.
Okay, pal. Let's see some ID.
Sure. Hands up. Everyone, over there. Move, move, move.
It's my badge, isn't it? You're the son of a bitch who conked me in the head, right?
Almost worked too. Till Bumblenuts over here vent and spoil everything.
Hey, wait just a minute!
Oh! I can't find that police officer anywhere.
Careful, Elsa.
Oh, hello, everyone.
Hands up. And stop your squawking, sister.
What's gotten into Mr. O'Reilly?
He's not O'Reilly.
My name is Klaus Stonsdorf of the Geheimdienstpolizei.
The Gestapo.
Temporarily assigned to the German consulate as a cultural attaché.
What's the Gestapo want with the stage door slasher?
What I want is for you, Sergeant Kelly, to take that lantern and lead the way into the closet.
You can go to hell.
Bitte, Sergeant Kelly. I could have easily killed you before, but I did not. Why not? Professional courtesy. Take the lantern!
No!
I suggest the rest of you turn your heads, as the bullet from this gun makes quite a large hole.
Don't make a move, Daddy, or you'll be pushing up daisies. Ensign Nicole Crander, United States Naval Intelligence.
We're gonna need some rope.
In the pantry, I'll get it.
I'll go with her. She should be low.
Wait, I'm not sitting here with these guns waving around, Bernice.
Scotch and a soda.
Oh, never mind.
Up against the piano, asshole.
Where'd you learn to do that?
Basic training.
Huh, that's pretty basic, all right.
Okay, Ensign. I'll take over.
Naval intelligence. I'll be damned.
Well, we've been after this guy for 3 weeks.
No wonder you were always running into those tunnels. You were packing a heater in your handbag.
This guy a spy or something?
Worse, he's a saboteur. His name's Dieter Wenzel.
You have the wrong man.
Shut your trap.
Wenzel?
That's right. Hell's his brother.
And where'd he come from?
The Nazis landed this guy and 5 others on Long Island 3 weeks ago. We caught 4 of them in Sag Harbor posing as novelists.
My name is Klaus Stonsdorf.
Baloney. The saboteurs had false identities, $500,000, and a mission to blow up installations all over this country to effectively retard our nation's communication systems.
Gee, I thought the post office was already taking care of that.
But this guy and a guy named Franz Becker decided the money was more important than the fatherland and took off with the do-re-mi.
So where's this guy's buddy Becker?
The Captain Jammer kid here bumped him off for the greenbacks. Right, Fritz?
Wrong. I killed Becker because he was a traitor. Dumb cough.
Hey, who you calling dumb cop?
Her I call dumb cough. You I call bumble nuts.
Just wanted to get that straight.
So how'd you get on this guy's trail?
See, Naval Intelligence knew he had a sister. We figured it was a long shot, but he might head for her.
He sent you alone against a killer?
I was the only agent that could sing harmony.
Listen to me, all of you. Your lives are in great danger.
Okay, pal. We're all ears.
My name is not Dieter Wenzel. Wenzel is an officer of where? German military counterintelligence. He is also a homicidal maniac.
A homicidal maniac? How'd he get in the German army?
We recruited him.
And he's the one doing all the killing?
Of course.
And where is he?
He is...
On the roof. I'll tie him up. I am very handy with packages.
It is gone. The lyric is gone, and I'll never get it back.
He's dead.
There's blood on these books. He was stabbed right through here.
Moby Dick? I don't see how a knife got through that. I couldn't even make it through the first chapter. My God!
He was stabbed through the bookcase.
This is about where I was grabbed.
There's a passage there.
Holy mackerel!
I'm going in.
No, Sergeant! It's useless. That passage branches off into 5 others.
Oh my God! He was stabbed through the bookcase and practically fell on Bernice.
Oh, Bernice, are you alright?
I can't work in this environment, Roger. These people, they have no respect for an artist. It's casting swirls before time. I am very drunk.
Noble. splits off just inside. Alright, I want to take this a step at a time. Let's start by getting this guy out in the snow with the others. A couple of you give me a hand.
It's a consonant substitution. Poor Bibi's book. Someone's trying to work out the code.
I was.
I love codes. It's like playing Bach. Bibi was substituting numerals for consonants on a triplet basis.
How's it work?
It's very simple. Look.
Hey, can we stop by the hall closet? I want to pick up my earmuffs before we head out this time.
It's very, very easy, especially when she repeats number sets. This becomes A, P, P, L, apples. Here it repeats apples. This is corn. Here's oranges. Some sort of ongoing shopping list. Peppermint, and then apples again.
Apples, corn, oranges, and peppermint?
What do you make of that?
It might be some sort of salad.
Really? I would think the peppermint might tend to dominate.
Not if it weren't allowed to stand too long.
Oh, maybe the sweetness of the oranges might counteract.
Word substitutes.
Word substitutes. Of course, it's another code.
Excuse me, gnädige Frau, but the beef is getting dry and...
What is it?
Put your hands up.
What is wrong with you people? We know you're the stage door slasher, Helsa.
You threatened me with a butcher knife.
When you opened the closet, in addition to trying to keep the dinner warm, I've been running through the tunnels trying to keep from being killed by my homicidal maniac of a brother.
Dieter Wenzel?
Ja, he came here posing as an Irish tenor.
Mr. O'Reilly!
Ja.
But he's dead. We're burying him in a snowdrift right now.
I will look. Ja, that is Dieter. Poor Dieter. He was a very famous entertainer in Berlin, you know. And now he lies dead in a snowdrift with strangers.
Yes. I hope there isn't a sudden fall. I don't know what the milkman would think.
He was trying to kill you earlier?
Ja, you know I would turn him into the authorities. You shot him, did you?
He was stabbed through the bookcase.
The bookcase? My God, the tunnels.
What about them?
There's something else in there. I brushed against it in the dark.
Have you seen it?
If it is human, it is all black and reeks of death. It is demonic and it waits for us all. Gnädige Frau, would you like me to put the cucumbers back on ice?
Yes, I suppose so. Something evil. I'm going for the sergeant.
Did Helsa actually threaten you earlier?
Well, she held a knife, and then we slammed the door in her face.
She could be telling the truth then.
If she is, I say we get out of this house quickly as possible. Blizzard or no blizzard?
If she is, it makes it all the more important that we crack this code.
What's it say about the night of the murder?
Piccadilly, 1020, tutu, toe shoes, and corn. What's another word for corn?
No.
I have to go, though. I'm the only one with even the slightest knowledge of those passages.
It's too dangerous for a woman.
Not with this. The danger which General von Grossenuten carried as the personal bodyguard to the Archduke Ferdinand.
Do you know how to use that thing?
Sergeant, I have shot the O out of every stop sign in Westchester County.
Okay, that's good enough for me. Alright, here's the plan.
All right, everyone, listen up. We cracked part of the code in Bibi's book. Here's what it says the night of the murder. Piccadilly, 1020, tutu, toe shoes, and corn.
Corn? What's corn?
A word substitute, we think.
You think. Okay. She was a dancer. Maybe she had corns. Alright, here's the plan. We're gonna go in from the three passages out of here. One gun to a passage. Fourth gun stays here, in case the fiend or whatever it is comes back. You can go in through that passage. Eddie, you pulled me out of those tunnels pretty good. You take this and go in through there.
Hey, if this don't have a flag that pops out of it and says bang, I don't know how to use it. Boy, I have played some tough rooms in my life, but this one takes the cake.
Is there any way the tunnels don't lead?
The pantry.
Alright, you three go in the pantry. That way you'll be safe.
Safety is exactly what I had in mind.
Come on, Bernice, we're moving on.
Ensign,
Good, is anything open this late?
Ensign, you stay here.
Aye, sir. I want to keep working on this code anyway.
And I'll go in through here. All set? Let's go.
Be careful, it's It's amazing that.
Hey, you gonna be okay?
Yeah. Are you gonna be okay?
I asked you first. Hey, if I'm not back in 24 hours, cancel my ad in Variety.
Roger and Bernice are all tucked in, surrounded by frying pans. Let's just hope they don't get into a fight over a lyric.
Shouldn't you stay with them?
I thought I should be here with you. You've got a job watching 3 secret passages at once.
Thanks.
Still working on that book?
It's these people as food substitutes. I can't figure them.
Another code, and locked into BB's head forever, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
I must congratulate you, Ensign, on your performance. As a chorus girl, quite convincing. The appearance, the walk, the trip over the suitcase was an excellent choice.
Actually, that was me.
Oh, and your language. Swell. So typically crass, the ring of pure banal truth.
Well, that was me too. I was hopeful, knocking around on the Great White Way before I joined the Navy.
I see. Did you by chance audition for me?
I don't know, Mr. Dalemays. I went to so many auditions. Surely one of them was for you. Did you direct?
I think I would have singled you out.
Oh, I doubt that.
As different from the rest.
Different?
You don't see yourself as different from the tawdry, shop-worn, self-involved, run-of-the-mill chorus girl?
Jeez, no. I thought some of them were pretty nifty.
Nifty? I expect to hear shots ringing from the walls by now.
Maybe I did audition for you. Oh, let's see. Did you direct I Married an Angel?
No, that was Josh Logan.
And let's see. I tried out for... Oh, Boys from Syracuse.
George Abbott.
Sing Out the News. The Who's Who.
Charlie Friedman. Leonard Sillman.
Who's Who? People.
What?
BB was substituting foods for people. She was probably keeping appointments she didn't want anyone to know about.
Anyone being Elsa, naturally.
So that night, it was Piccadilly, 1020, and corn. What's another word for corn? There's corn, corny, a comedian in the show, maybe? Whose name is Corn? Oh my gosh!
Philo Vance would have gotten it much quicker, my pretty. Now you and I are going to take a swell trip.
So I've been elected too? Oh my god!
Don't do anything foolish, Roger!
I don't want to deal with this. I absolutely refuse to deal with this.
I suppose you think I'm crazy. Well, I'm not crazy!
Ken, I have no intention of getting dragged into a psychological discussion with you. God knows I'm not feeling secure enough myself to listen to your problems.
Oh, silly, I must have turned left at the hot water heater. Ken, what are you doing? Don't tell me you're the stage door slasher.
I am!
I asked you not to tell me!
Give me your gun and get over that!
Excuse me.
Bernice!
I have the wrong room.
Don't move over there!
Why did you do it, Ken?
Why what?
Why did you murder all those girls?
My mother was a great person.
You had to ask.
A simple woman born of simple stock.
Is this gonna be a long story, Ken?
My father left her for a ballet dancer.
I knew it.
She was beautiful.
The ballet dancer?
No, my mother, beautiful.
Yeah, well, if you think so much of her, when was the last time that you called her?
Well, actually, it's been a couple of months, sure, but what do you care anyway? You're all going to die. It just seems to determine how.
Ken, I'm not putting a 2-2 on for anyone.
A fire! A fire, of course. What could be more natural with all these lanterns burning? This house burning to the ground will keep me warm long enough till help arrives. Don't you think? Roger, over there! Elsa, sit down! Bernice, put your hands on the piano! Act natural! Nice. Don't look at the gun! Nice. Good composition. Reminiscent of the final scene from Berlin Calling, the picture I did with Paul Lucas.
Oh, for God's sake!
Helen Dartain and George Cornelius. A picture which I assume you've all seen since you've seen everything else that I've ever done that hasn't been released yet. Little matter, as you're all going to die. Now, let's see. What can I find to make the fire spread more quickly? Try cognac!
Gee, Eddie, you're in the nick of time.
Well, I was no sooner in the tunnel when it hit me what Miss Von Grossen,
Milton.
said.
What did I say?
It's a maze in here. What's another word for corn? Maze. 10 de la maze. So I've been trying to find my way back ever since.
Excuse me. If you're done with that bottle of cognac, can I borrow it?
You've had enough to drink, Bernice.
Oh, we're not at your house, Roger. You don't need to count.
Ken De La Maze, the stage door slasher.
Sure. He killed those girls and ran to the one place where his madness, his paranoia, and his murderous inhuman tendencies would never be found.
Where's that?
Metro Goldwyn Maine.
Oh my, we best go tell the sergeant the chase is over. He could be wandering around in there for hours. Eddie, will you go in from there? Ensign, can you hold down the fort?
Sure, do you have any rope?
In the closet. Bernice?
Well, guess what the killer caught's okay this time. I'm so tired of picking this one up off the floor. This calls for strong coffee.
Did you find the rope?
What?
The rope.
Oh, yeah. Here it is.
You know, I really prefer being a comic to being a hero. Because when you're a hero, you spend most of the time being scared out of your wits. But I better get back in those tunnels and tell Kelly we caught the slasher.
And the saboteur.
Yeah, but what about the sister who's selling sausage? Hey, you better put another knot in that.
No, where is everybody?
Wait a minute. If Ken's the stage door slasher, then who killed...
I did. I know you have the gun of identification on you as an intelligence officer. That is it. I know what you are thinking. You are thinking, I'm trained in hand-to-hand combat, and this woman is so much smaller than me. I can most definitely take this cleaver away from a weaker, smaller woman. But can you from a man?
My gosh!
Stand back. If your naval intelligence was even the least bit intelligent, they would know that Dieter Wenzel was once the toast of the Berlin cabaret.
A female impersonator?
The best. Edith Lenya, Josephine Baker, and a great Dietrich. Never meant to be in love again, never wanted to. And besides, my legs are better.
Then you killed...
Everyone.
Miss Baverstock?
I thought she was Fräulein von Grossen Newton. She was sitting in that chair before the blackout. With her gone, I would have had this house. And besides, I wanted them to think the slasher was here. Lo and behold, he actually was.
Well, then O'Reilly actually was?
Klaus Stansdorf, as he told you. When Franz and I took off with the money from the fatherland, he hid in New York with his share. I guess Stansdorf found him and killed him. I guess that also meant that he had information on my sister, because he came here.
Then it was your sister.
Twin sister, Ja.
You killed your own sister?
We were never close. Besides, I needed her identity, as I now need yours.
You'll never get away with this.
Of course I'll get away with this. I have $250,000, and this is America!
How do you know so much about what went on? You weren't even...
The walls have eyes as well as ears, Miss Super Spy. And now you're going to disappear into the tunnels of this godforsaken house forever!
Don't move! Stand still, I warn you, I'm a skilled marksman.
The safety is on, Mr. Lone Ranger. A Luger, German gun, the best. Over there, with her.
What happened to her hair?
She's a guy.
Well, how comes he's wearing a dress? Oh, I get it. You're trying to stay out of the army.
Interesting country, America is. Where else could you find a super spy and comedian in one room?
The White House, probably. Oh.
And now you two half-wits are going to disappear into the tunnels of this house.
Well, what's he so burned up about anyhow? You ask him to do windows or something?
That's Dieter Wenzel.
The homicidal maniac? We can be in some serious trouble.
I'm going to kill you.
Well, you see, that won't be easy.
Why?
Because I'm scared of guns. So when they told me to run around the dark tunnels, naturally, I removed the bullets. Man, this cognac really packs a punch.
Gee, Eddie, you're in the nick of time. A second time.
You tie up her, him, them, and I'll take care of him.
Don't nobody move!
It's okay, Sarge. We caught the killers.
This is the stage door slasher?
No, I'm the lyricist.
Over here, Sarge.
Hello? Hello? Are you all alright?
This is the stage door slasher.
Helsa's a Nazi saboteur.
Elsa, a saboteur?
Only it's not Helsa, it's her twin brother Dieter, a female impersonator.
I do Lithuania, Josephine Baker, and Great Dietrich.
Really? Did you Judy Garland?
No, her voice is too rangy for me.
Really? I would have thought if you did La Lenya.
Well, her voice is all chest tones, while Garland.
It is true, Garland is all head tones.
Can we leave the musical discussion for another time? I want to lock these two up.
I warn you, I have connections in very high places. I know Jack Warner and Harry Cohn personally. I have lunch with Gloria Parsons.
Come on.
I have friends in very high places. I have friends.
Can't you just get him out of here already?
Of things I am to be grateful for, I have a goodly few.
Okay, pal, save it for Sing Sing.
I will.
Gee, we caught the stage door slasher and the saboteur. We'll probably make Winchell.
We are restored to the world. I think the success of our adventure calls for a celebration. Let's repair to the dining room for crepes flambé von Grossenuten.
That's not made with corn, is it?
Corn?
Corn. Corn, that's it, Roger!
What's it?
We were wrong setting our show in Washington. These are troubled times. Times that calls for a show that celebrates the spirit of America. The cornfields, the cowboys, those Surreys with that really little crap on top. Our next show should take place in Nebraska. Nebraska! No!
Well, you two performed quite heroically. The Navy will be proud to have you, Nicole. I intend to write Eleanor about you. As for you, Mr. McEwen, I'm sorry this was not a real audition, or you certainly would have gotten the part.
That's all right. He got the girl.
He did? I mean, I did.
Hey, how can I resist a guy that comes flying out of walls anytime I need him?
Well, I gotta warn you, I'm not no hero naturally.
No one's a hero naturally, but I'm not concerned with heroics. I'm concerned with chemistry.
That I got covered.
I know. You inherited it.
What's a storm?
Elsa!
Oh, no, I'm her cousin Katerina, the cook from Poland's.